Hey, Leo. What up? This is your 11 romance reading as well as your financial reading for the week. So, this is for, let me look at the date, June the 14th until June the 21st. So, this is a Leo reading. All right, Leo. So, let's go ahead and hop into your situations here that I'm seeing. All right, so, Leo. What I'm seeing here is your overall energy within your relationship this week. There's quite a bit of things that are going on with you, Leo. I'm seeing that either you or your partner or someone is trying to take you on a date. They're trying to romance you. Or you decide that you and your partner decide to go out and go to some sort of gathering that you guys have been planning for. There's definitely some sort of gathering that manifests this week. And it looks like that could be something that you're either pushing for or the both of you guys are pushing for. Let's see here, Leo. All right, so, All right, when looking at the overall energy, I'm seeing that someone is wanting to move forward. They're very energetic and very passionate about moving a situation further. They're wanting to learn about something. They're wanting to gather as much information as possible about a certain someone. But it feels like they don't have the information, they don't have what's necessary or the energy necessarily to be able to go about it. So there's like this desire, but there is something that's missing. And I feel like it's something tangible that's missing to be able to actually gain the knowledge that you need. Okay, so I feel like there's something that you're not seeing. There's some sort of missing information. And the reason why that is because there's a lack of communication between you and this other person here. All right. I'm definitely seeing that, Leo, you're involved in a relationship where there is an attachment of some kind. There's an attachment, and this attachment isn't a healthy attachment. Whether it's the attachment that you have to this person or the attachment that the other person has towards you or the attachment that you guys have towards one another, there's definitely some toxic energy going on. So I feel like one person is ready to move things forward, but they're unable to because the other person is not communicating to be able to move things forward. It could be two people that are living at a distance. There could be plans to move, but something has delayed this move or this forward progress is what I'm seeing, this forward movement. And so it feels like one person is wanting to reach out and get the wheels going, the wheels moving towards what feels like reconciliation, while one person is not wanting to do that. Okay, so there's someone is complacent. Okay. So it feels like someone has not been communicating, somebody has not been speaking for a while, and they're considering it, but they're not ready yet to make a love offer. This could be you, Leo. You're considering moving things forward with this person, but maybe you're seeing the toxic nature of the relationship. And so you need to think about things first. Okay, you need to think strongly about things. It's like you're needing to have a tarot reading. Gain the knowledge of someone that might be an elder, your mother, someone that has the wisdom to be able to point you in the correct direction. You feel like maybe you don't quite have the knowledge yet to be able to make a firm decision, but that's what you're after, okay? So you could be dealing with someone that is not communicating, or this could be you, Leo, due to the toxic nature of the relationship or the attachment that this person has. It could be some sort of addictive personality issues, or some sort of addictive habit that this person has that you are not willing to tolerate or deal with right now, where you need some time to consider your options. Spirit is saying that this is a soulmate dynamic slash twin flame. Okay, so Spirit is saying that it's a soulmate dynamic. Yeah, this is a soulmate dynamic, and I am seeing that, again, someone is wanting to move things forward while someone else is wanting to break up. Okay? Someone is being very cold, very isolated, and unwilling to show emotion and to communicate. Now, this could be someone who actually feels a certain type of way. So they do feel passionate about the relationship. They do want to move things forward, but they're putting up this facade like they don't want to communicate. They're being very emotionally immature. They could be even saying that they want to break up. I do feel like it's either you or this other person that is considering moving things forward, but either they haven't received the love offer, either you haven't received the love offer to make this change, or it's that you haven't made the love offer because you're being cold and not feeling like it's the right decision to make right now. Okay, so I do feel like whoever you're with, you're either separated from this person or the two of you guys are living in the same home. I'm feeling like someone is actually living with someone, but they're in the home at a distance, or they have their things at the house, but they may be staying somewhere else. Okay, because what I'm seeing here is that when it comes to your partner, it looks like they're thinking about walking away from the situation, but it doesn't feel like they have the money to be able to do so. All right, so it feels like they're working, and they may have a child that is outside of the relationship between the two of you guys. There's definitely a child that's involved for some of you guys. And it feels like this person is at a distance or is thinking about leaving and coming back later at a later time. But for many of you guys are dealing with someone that is unable to actually walk away from the situation because there's a shared income in the home and they're not able to financially take care of themselves. So they want to leave, but they're unable to leave. Whoever this is that you're dealing with is really considering leaving, but the card that I have here is homeless without money. They don't have the money, and so it feels like they're trying to pick up another job. Maybe they could be working a couple of extra hours on the job in order to save up money. By the end of the week, I am seeing that I'm pretty much seeing the same situation here. I feel like someone is wanting to start communicating. They're willing to communicate more than what they were at the beginning of the week, because they feel like they don't have that many options. And they also feel like they don't want to hurt the other person. So Leo, I don't know if you're not breaking up with this person because you feel like you don't yet have the financial stability to be able to do so. And it's not that you don't have a job. You do have an income. Okay, but it's that things aren't quite aligning for you to be able to make that major change. And you actually do care about this person, or this other person cares about you, irrespective of what they're exuding externally. Okay, so it's like they're dealing with a certain level of agitation. You're dealing with a certain level of agitation. And I'm going to be honest with you, Leo. I do feel like you're the one that's wanting to move things forward. But that you're holding back. I feel like both of you guys are holding back to a certain degree. I feel like both of you guys definitely need to take a break and pretty much press the reset button, because it feels like you guys are both at odds. Because I'm seeing that you're wanting to break up, but then at the same time you're kind of wanting to move things forward, but you're not willing to make a love offer until you see some sort of change within this person. You're wanting to see some sort of change. And you feel like maybe taking a break or breaking up with this person might bring about the change that you desire. Okay, while this other person, they also feel like they need a break as well, but they're not for sure if they'll be able to completely walk away from the situation to even be able to give you that break, because their financial circumstances are not up to par. All right, now I have to be 100% honest with you, Leo. I think that you do kind of have to watch this person when it comes to their intentions, because there are some secret desires here, okay? Unspoken needs can plunge you into deeper confusion. So secret desires. So whether that's your secret desires or this other person's secret desires, unspoken needs are plunging you into deeper confusion. So you need to be honest with yourself about this relationship and what it really needs to move forward. And you have to be able to express that to your partner, whatever concerns, whatever desires it is that you have about the relationship, or your needs and your desires within the relationship, whatever it is that you want, you have to open up and actually let your partner know. Okay, shadowed waters, be aware. It says, beware illusions that skim the surface, for true understanding lies in the deep waters. So there is some dishonesty within this relationship. I definitely feel like that there is somebody that is in it for financial security. And I'm not saying that this person doesn't have love in their heart for you, or that you don't have love in your heart for this other person, but there's definitely a certain aspect of the relationship that is tuned to financial stability, the financial stability that either you provide or that they provide, and also the comfortability between the two of you guys, because I don't feel like this is a new relationship. I feel like this is something that's it could be fairly new, like you guys have been together a year or longer. Okay, so it feels like the intentions of both of you guys, like you guys wouldn't want to hurt one another's feelings. But at this particular time, there is a need and there is a desire to step back and analyze the situation and come back when intentions desires, and the heart and the mind is aligned. Because right now it just isn't. Okay? All right, looking at your financial sector, Leo, I am seeing that there are some challenges that you're trying to avoid. So there has been a call. There has been a call of your attention here. There has been some sort of decision that has been made when it comes to your financial situation, or a decision that will be made very soon. I feel like this decision that you are going to make is going to bring forth more happiness and balance to your financial circumstances. However, there is some drama in the background. There is some noise in the background, and it feels like you're really trying to avoid whatever it is. Okay, so this could be family members, friends, the relationship. It could be people at the job. There's some sort of conflictual situation here that's going on in the background. But I feel like you're going to make some sort of decision that's going to bring balance and happiness and increased income to your circumstances, to your situation here. So I am seeing that about midweek, there's going to be some fear. It feels like deep down inside, you feel like your cup is full. Like you feel like you are doing good, but that the money is kind of slipping away a little bit, just a little here and there, right? And it feels like you've had thoughts about gaining a new skill or taking that additional class so that you can bring yourself up to the next level. Okay, but the reality is that you're comfortable where you are right now. Okay, the reality is that you're comfortable where you're at. But the second reality is that you need this higher education, this knowledge, this new skill in order to advance yourself. And that's the conflicting thing that you're kind of going back and forth with yourself about. And it's almost like you're kind of lying to yourself, Leo, like you don't really, like you're wanting to convince yourself that you don't need the higher education, that you don't need this additional business, that you don't need this higher, I think I already said higher education or this additional skill to learn it, but you really do in order to push yourself forward to the next level. All right. Because yes, you do. You're very, very, dependable. You're financially secure. You have your shit together, but, with the current situation, with all of this inflation and stuff, you see that you could be doing better. And you know that it's necessary to just go ahead and do what's needed in order to elevate yourself just a little higher. All right. So what I'm seeing, Leo, by the end of the week is that there's this conflict about finances. And you're defending yourself. You're like, I'm financially secure. I've got my stuff together. But there's this opportunity that is on the plate, but you're in denial about the fact that you need to go ahead and take the opportunity. And I feel like you could miss out on this opportunity if you don't realize that it's something that will bring balance to you. And so there's this challenge of my comfortability versus taking the steps needed in order to elevate to the next level, accepting this new job offer, or being turned down. But I really don't think that this is about being turned down. I think this is about you turning this opportunity down because you're trying to convince yourself that you don't need it. And someone is really, really nagging you about it. I feel like this is your partner, and I feel like this situation is kind of tying into your romantic love life here because someone is nagging you really hard about this financial opportunity. And it feels like your partner is kind of like not speaking to you because you're not doing what they want you to do, possibly. There could be some fears around what the future has in store financially. their security through you. Okay. Yes, definitely. So, Leo, you have to do what it is that you desire. You have to align your actions with your higher self, align your actions with what is desired within your heart and your soul. And if you don't feel like this is something that you want to do or something that you can maintain in the long run, then there will always be another opportunity that comes around. However, with the Seven of Swords, I do feel like there's a little deception here within yourself where you're trying to convince yourself that you don't need to make these changes, that you don't need to gain this knowledge, that you don't need this additional income because you're comfortable. Okay? So that's your reading for the week, Leo. I hope that you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you again next week for your mid-month reading. You guys stay blessed, stay well, and namaste.